Welcome back to Career Chats with Mel. I have an honor and an absolute privilege of joining Justin joining me today. Justin Reed, for those of you who don't know him, he'll do some introductions.
Mm.
But we're just gonna, catch up. We haven't catched up in a while. We've seen each other last year sometime, briefly. But I would love to introduce to some of you and present to others again, Justin Reed.
Mm.
And we're going to get to some of what he's up to at the moment, the lessons he's learned so far in his journey. And I hope that you guys enjoy it. So welcome to the channel,
Thank you,
Justin.
Malik.
Thank
Thank
you
you, Malik.
for thank you for saying yes. I am looking forward to this
Thank you for
chat.
saying this, man. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen you, so it's lovely to see you again, first of all. And yeah, thank you for having me on the channel.
So, no, it's a privilege to have you with us. All right, so we're gonna jump straight into it, right? For those of the people that don't know you, just give us a little bit of background. Where does Justin Reed come from? And you can take that however you want.
Man, I am. First of all, obviously, my name is Justin. Justin Ruben Reed is my full name. I'm privileged to have my dad. My dad's name as my second name. So yeah, my name is Justin Ruben Reed. I come from the southern suburbs. Um, and yeah, I've been born and bred in the southern suburbs. Been traveling for probably the last 4 years. Grew up in church, but first and foremost, I'm a human being. Before
Yeah,
anything else, I'm not anything that anyone recognizes me as, or
yeah.
even I don't even think I'm recognized as anything. So, so yeah, I'm just a human being trying to make his ends meet, basically, if I can put it that way. In fact, I was speaking to someone the other day, and I was getting trouble with the bank, and I told him I'm just a colored lighty trying to being a millionaire. That's all I'm trying to be. You know, I'm just a colored lighty from the Cape Flats trying to make
Yeah,
money. That's
yeah,
all I am. And
yeah.
as much as I have values and stuff that I believe in, I do believe that first and foremost I'm a human being, and all that I need to do is love my neighbor as I love myself, and
Yeah.
that's for the most part all that I am. Basically, that's the basis of
Awesome.
who I am. Basically, yeah.
Awesome. So, you've touched a little bit on where you grew up, and so that's the way how Justin and I are connected. So beyond obviously doing this on the channel, we've come a long way, right? And we've been in each other's
All
lives
my life.
for a minute. We've been in each other's lives for a minute.
Money is all my life, actually. 28 years, man.
And I was just reflecting the other day, Justin's dad, his impact in my life growing up, the opportunities that he brought along, through his leadership and covering over the years. And sort of our paths, just going side by side.
Mm.
Growing up in church and so forth. And I suppose we are here, right, to talk about your journey and how, and sort of where you're landing now. And so tell us a little
Yeah.
bit about what you do, where you are right now, in this point in time. And
Yes.
then, yeah, we'll take it from there.
So currently, my life has brought me in a place that I never thought I would be. I've taken some roads that I would have never thought I would have taken initially growing up. But currently, I am based out of LA. I'm in Los Angeles, sailing. I'm working on a cruise ship, first of all. I am by trade at the moment. Not that something I never even believed I would be this, but I'm currently a singing piano player on board Royal Caribbean for the last 3 years. For the last three
Wow.
years, almost 3 years.
Sure.
It is something I never thought would ever be possible. So more about that eventually, hopefully. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm currently working there, and I'm sailing out of LA, between Mexico and LA, like between the days. And yeah, that's currently what I'm doing singing and playing piano. Um,
Yeah.
for the most part, that is what I'm doing. But besides that, that's not all I'm doing. I'm also delving into business
Yeah.
and focusing on other stuff outside of music, because I know music is not forever as much as
Mm.
I would like it to be.
Yeah.
I do believe that it is only for a season, as much as most things are in our lives.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so that is
Yes.
where I'm at now in my life. I'm
Yeah.
still trying to find my way. I don't think this is the end of me. I
Yeah.
still believe that this. I feel like this is only the beginning. To be honest with
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
there's a lot that I can still give.
Mm.
Um, and in fact, what I'm doing now is because I reinvented myself
Wow.
after COVID-19. I reinvented myself. I
Mm.
mean, normally, I never used to sing in church and nothing like this. I used to sing
Yeah.
in church, one or two
Yeah.
songs once every 5 years or something like this.
Yes.
but
Yeah.
but I never used to sing like every day or like every
Yeah.
Sunday or anything like this. But now, because I worked on cruise ships, I was forced to reinvent myself and become a singer.
Wow.
Yeah, you have no idea. You have no idea. People
So,
tell me I have a good voice, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not even a singer. I'm here doing what I'm supposed to do or what I can
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
But you should go. I tell everyone that I meet, I'm
So,
like, you should go to my country. The bus driver is probably a better singer than me. you know, there's so much bus drivers I know that sings better than me. But I'm just here, using the gift that I was given, and to the
yeah.
best that I can, and to
Yeah.
the best that I am capable of.
Yeah. I
It's,
I
it's nothing less I
recently
can do.
joined I recently joined a couple of your live videos. So
Mhm.
those of you who don't know, we'll put some of Justin's socials on the at the bottom here, so you can then follow. And of late, I've seen you go live more recently, and I joined, and I was like so taken by the way that you're singing. Actually, like I've known you to be a keyboard player,
Mm.
and now you are sitting behind a piano. First of all, I suppose we could get into the technicalities of transitioning from keyboard playing to
Yeah, to
piano.
be honest. Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
we can get there.
but
I don't think it's a very big jump, but yeah, we can get there.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
but what was interesting to me was just how you made the room. I mean, I didn't get a picture of the whole room that you were singing to, but from what I could hear from sitting, just listening in, the room felt like you were making it home for the people that were sitting around, and just how you're connecting through your music, through your singing, through your voice, but just activating people's love for music and singing. And the way how you were using that was just like how you would pause and invite the others to sing with
Yeah.
you. And I really
You know,
like
this is
taken
this
by
is
that.
actually it's actually amazing that you recognize this first of all, because I it's kind of in like the standard operating procedure of Royal Caribbean to engage the audience and stuff like that. But
Mm,
it's something that I'm only doing now, like 3 years working for Royal. I think I'm only doing it now, probably like eight
mm,
months or something like this. It's something that I've been like trying to make my own with like engaging the audience, because I don't speak. I'm a very shy. I'm a very
yeah,
shy guy towards myself
yeah,
and all of
yeah,
those things. So like I don't speak too much. I don't tell you, hey, sing with me. Hey, let me hear you sing.
yeah,
I don't do stuff like this. But I will just
yeah.
pause and let you sing if you want to sing. If I hear you don't sing, then I will just change the song to something I think you would know, type of thing.
Mm,
But that's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to make you feel like you can sing with me. Please sing with me. I'm begging you to sing with me,
mm,
type of thing. But I'm not
yes.
forcing. I'm not forcing that on you. If you don't want to sing, I will sing for you. But as long as you're enjoying the music and you're having a good time, I think that is. I'm still doing the SOP kind of. I'm just trying
Yes.
to adhere
Yes.
to standard
Yes.
operating procedure.
Yes.
And I think that
That's
is
so
why
good.
I'm doing what I'm doing. Even singing all this like this common songs like Michael Jackson
Mm,
and Bon Jovi and all of this stuff.
mm.
I'm just doing all the common songs for everyone to help me sing because I'm not a singer. Please believe that. I am not a singer. I'm not a singer. In fact, I don't even believe I'm a musician, to be honest with you. I'm just using my gift the best I can. And
Yeah. So
yeah,
awesome.
I think I'll get
So
deeper into that
awesome.
later.
Yeah. Welcome. Yeah.
Man, I was doing music since the age. I touched the piano when I was 9. Um, I think I touched it prior to that, but I remember touching it when I was 9 or 8. But I never took it serious up until the point when I was 13. 13, 12 years old. I took it serious. I think your brother was the first one to give me lessons, and in fact, he's been one of my greatest inspirations all my life. Listen, Wolfcut for everyone that doesn't know him. But yes, and hey, in fact, I need to tell you that I didn't want to say this, but I think I need to say this. Where I started to like actually like consider myself a piano player. It was one day we were having this campaigns in we were still in the Salchi, not the Salchi, I think the hall.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, we were still in the hall. I think you were still in the worship team, and man, listen was at work this day. I'm gonna tell you something that actually changed my life, and it might be
Wow.
controversial to you a little bit,
Yeah.
but man, I was listening was at work this day, and this was the first day I ever played alone. This is the first day. Really, this is the first day I ever played alone. Now I'm nervous already because I know
Yeah.
I'm playing alone. I'm nervous, and the thing is, I don't have an ear this time. I don't have an ear. I don't know how to hear
Mm.
chord changes. I don't know how
Mm.
to hear how the music flows. I don't know how to hear nothing. And then someone takes the mic and says, uh, before we even sing the first song, before we even said thank you Jesus for this day, before we even started praying, before anything happened in the service, the people just walking, the people are still walking in the service. I'm sitting behind the piano ready for the first song. Yeah, well, I thought I was ready. After what was said, I wasn't ready anymore. But anyway, so this person says, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or good evening, congregation. Uh, I'm sorry, but our keyboard player is not here today. Please forgive us. We're going to try our best. Sure, Molly. This day, oh my word, this day, my music thinking and my music career, it literally flipped. I never wanted to be a musician. At the time, I was like studying. I think I was in high school at the time. I was like doing physics and chemistry, and I wanted to be a toxicologist. Believe it or not, I
Wow.
wanted to be a toxicologist. I was studying chemistry, man. I was like without studying a day in my life. I was like constantly 60-70% student without doing anything, without opening a book. Or you can ask my dad
Yeah.
behind my back in front of me. You can ask my
Yeah.
dad. My dad will even tell you I'm the most lazy student. I'm the most lazy 70% student he's ever seen in his life. He's told me this to my face, and I told him, I'm sorry, I have 70%. That's what you wanted, so take it, you know. Well, I didn't say it in so much words, but yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then this happened this day, and yo, I looked at this person like this, and I thought, you know what, you're gonna regret this. In my head, as a young guy, I thought you're gonna regret this. Um, and from that day, I used to irritate my mother. From that day, I went home that day and I set up my keyboard in my room, and my keyboard has never been set down ever since that day. I was practicing till 3 o'clock until my mother came to knock on my door to tell me, "Hey, it's too late now. Go sleep. Go sleep. Go sleep. Go sleep." I used to come home from school, practice every day. Like I didn't even do homework anymore. That's what I'm telling you. I was a 70% student, but I was practicing piano every day of my life, every day.
Sure.
Because I didn't basically have a teacher. I mean,
Mm.
Leston was in college that time or something, so he didn't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
As much as I know he wanted to teach me and he wanted to impart into my life, but
Mm.
I know that he didn't have time. I just went to go fetch the keyboard and practice. That's all I did every single day. Like you can ask my mother. I have no reason to like even beat around the bush
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so oh, this is a long story. I forgot. So yeah, then eventually I'm gonna skip now to my high school and then my matric here. At the time, I had a girlfriend. I think I was dating her for probably like 2, 3 years at the time, and we were doing the same classes, and she was sitting next to me this day. I remember I was sitting in math class. I think Mr. De Freitas was still teaching at the time, and then Molly, I was sitting, I'm listening to Mr. De Freitas give me I think you were doing trigonometry that day or something. I can't remember, but I'm sitting in class, and all of a sudden, I have this uncontrollable urge just to cry out of my soul. You know what I mean? I've never cried like this in my life before. Like, I'm telling you, like, I've never cried like this. And luckily, someone I knew, someone that knew me was sitting next to me. Um, and I started crying uncontrollably. I didn't know what was happening to me. I couldn't explain it, but all I knew was that my what I was feeling was that my life would never be fulfilled if I don't pursue music. That is all I felt. I didn't know how to explain it to anyone, and this is all I told my girlfriend at the time. I was just telling, this is all I feel. I don't know how to explain it, and then she was the one that said we're gonna make a way, and then eventually, because of the ways I made, I went to go study music after high school. First time auditioned, they accepted me because I was somehow proficient in what I was doing and all of the stuff. Anyway, I didn't understand, but this is how I got into um, music education, and I started getting my um, education in music basically. But I basically only have like a year and a half of formal education, but I wouldn't even say that that is like formal education because when I went to college to apply, they said that they can't admit me to like a higher course because I don't have a foundation. So I don't have like grade 4, grade 5. So I need to prove myself basically. Even though I can read what is in front of me, I can tell
Mm.
you what is, but they needed proof that I am proficient enough to even be in the higher course. And then my first year at college, I was working with like the entry level guys. And then they started putting me in like in bands that were like 4 or 5 years above me because I was like playing at that level already. But I'm learning theory from like first year, but I'm playing at like fifth year, sixth year.
Wow.
I'm playing with fifth year, sixth year students. In fact, I was
Mm.
directing. I was directing their shows on Fridays because they couldn't play the way I was understanding music at the time. They couldn't. I was telling them that you're playing wrong. Let me tell you what to play. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. And then they were getting full marks for stuff I was telling them to do. Weirdly. Anyway, besides that,
Mm.
fast forward COVID-19. Before COVID-19 happened, I was also still studying. This time I was studying. In fact, I did a year of like contemporary studies of like basically pop music, if I want to put it that way. And then I studied at COPA, Campus of Performance and Arts, if anyone want to know about that. I studied there, and then I went to CMI for like 6 months, but I didn't believe in their program. Um, I don't want to talk too much about that. And then I applied to Stellenbosch, and I was there for like a year. I started classical piano, and then COVID-19 happened. This is basically where my life literally took a turn. I was prior before COVID-19. When COVID-19 happened, I felt like I was a classical pianist because I was like focused on that. Hey, I want to be a classical pianist because I believed in classical piano at the time and all of this stuff. And then COVID-19 happened, and my whole plan like took like literally it went upside down. And then for like 8 months, I didn't have work. I didn't have the whole industry closed down, no gigs, no nothing.
Mm.
I did gigs like probably once every second month. So I
Mm.
wasn't playing. I wasn't playing anything. And then eventually, I started working at Boston's Music. I started working at Boston's Music, and you know what? They made me the bass specialist. I became a bass specialist, something I've never played in my life. Um, but there, I learned to pick up the bass. I learned to understand the bass. I went into guitar. I even took a little bit of, well, not drum lessons, but like I picked up the drums a little bit. And I did that for almost 2 years, Mali. And then one day I'm sitting behind the piano. But also while I'm before I get to that part, while I'm working at Partners, the industry started opening up a little bit after COVID
Mm.
19. So I started working with anyone and everyone. Like I became a chameleon. Like if you sing Latin music, I'm gonna play with you. I don't care what.
Wow.
If you think I can play with you, I'm gonna do it. I don't care. I
Wow.
will go practice 5 hours. Do you know what? At that time, I was working for Partners. I was working for Partners almost 2 years. Like
Wow.
if I slept 3 hours a night, um, that was a miracle. Or you can ask my mother and my father.
Wow.
Like there was times when I come home 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, then I must wake up again. I was waking up again 6 o'clock because I need to catch the bus to get to work, and then I take a
Sure.
nap on the bus because that bus usually takes like 2 hours to get to work because of the
Sure.
traffic and all of that stuff. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, and then I was sitting one day. I'm working at Boston's. I'm tired, man. I'm
Mm.
drained of all this. I was working 6 days a week,
Mm.
9 to 5, 9 to 5. I only had Sundays basically off, and at the time the only thing I was going to is church. So I was basically working 7 days a week. So then I was sitting one day behind the piano. Um, and I got a text from my friend's agent. I didn't apply to anything. In fact, I never wanted to travel. At the time I had a band called The Plug, and they got a contract for Morocco, and I sent them over. It was my contract. I told them, nah, guys, you go. I don't want to go because I was still studying, and then COVID-19 happened and all of the stuff. And then I was sitting behind the piano, and I'm the one that's getting the contract to go overseas and work on ships and all of the stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, hey, should I do this? Should I not do this? Because I didn't know, man. But something inside of me, because of what? Because of the money they were offering me, and because of what I was doing at the time, I was really like at like my wits end, man. I was drained. And then I just told the agent, what do you want from me to get this contract? And then she told me, just make a video from where you're sitting. Like she just wanted me to see like how do you sing? Can you sing? Can you play piano? That's all she wanted.
Wow.
I think at the time it was Rossetti Entertainment. Shout out to Jan Rogers. She was the first agent that I worked with that actually saw me as something that could work for the industry that she was busy with. So then I literally just took a video in my room, and I was wearing a sweater. It wasn't still something serious. In fact, I should probably not post that videos ever in my life. But yeah, and then I sent the videos. I uploaded it to YouTube, but unlinked, of course, so you're not gonna find it. And then I sent her the links, and then she said, "You have a contract. Go for your medicals. Go for your certificates. This is your starting date. You can retire. Well, not retire,
Mm.
but you can leave your job. Basically." She told me that,
Mm.
and then I was like, "Are you really? Are you sure I can do this? I don't want to do this for no reason." Because still thinking unbelief. I
Yeah.
was still, I was still like, "Is
Mm.
this really true?"
Yeah.
So yeah, that is how I'm here. And then I started working for MSC, and then I branched out to bigger companies, and
Yeah.
yeah, that is how I got to Royal. Basically, I eventually
Awesome.
applied and sent my new promo, and yeah, this was a mouthful. I'm sorry, Millie.
No, that.
um, you know what? For the most part, I'm gonna say you start where you are.
Mm.
Um, Start with what you have, because that is
Mm-hmm.
exactly what I did. There's a growing up in the industry, especially in Cape Town. You must understand, if you're growing up in Cape Town, in fact, I'm gonna say South Africa as a whole,
Mm.
the music industry is very dense.
Mm.
It's very dense. There's
Yeah.
a lot of talented people. There's a lot of people that can do what you do, and even better
Mm.
than what you were doing it. So it's like what makes you different? You know what I mean?
Mm.
Why do you need to get the gig?
Wow.
Why? Why?
Sure.
Why? Just because you can play three scales, or you can play five chords, or you can play 10,000 chords, why do you need the gig? Why do I need to book the guy that knows three chords instead of the guy that knows 10,000 chords? You understand what I'm saying? And
Mm.
also that also boils down to like somehow like character also has a very big
Yes.
a
Yes.
big role in this, because you know what, you can be the best musician in the world, but if your character stinks, I'm not gonna book you. Like even me, I used to start back in the day. I used to book gigs, and I used to work with some artists that needed like fill-ins for like musicians that can't make the gig or whatever. And I say, oh, I know a friend. Oh, I know a friend. But I'm always thinking about, hey, who can I book actually that is actually has the right character for the
Wow.
specific job,
Sure. Yeah.
and a lot of musicians don't understand that, because especially like in the industry in Cape Town specifically, because that is where I grew up, in
Yeah.
the music industry. Man, the guys think too much about themselves, man. There's cats in the states that like have like 200K followers, 500K followers, that's making money from the music industry. Like I'm talking about like $30,000 a month just by Instagram, and then
Wow.
you from Cape Town, and you working you're working like 3 club gigs a day, and you want to feel like you're on top of the world. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? It's
Hmm.
like, I don't mind. You
Yeah.
can have UDT. You can have.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't differentiate to me. Like you can be working even at. You can be teaching at UCT. I don't mind. You know what I mean? Do what you need to do, but like, don't don't stop being a human. If I can put it that way, still love the next human, man. We
Hmm.
all bleed red. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all bleeding red, man. Treat each other as if. You want to be treated, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
You're pointing out such a powerful thing, and that for me is the character, like the character trait of being humble. Um,
You
like
have no idea.
despite the reach that you potentially have and the following and all of the things that you build over time, but being humble gets you into spaces and rooms, that
You don't seem to be there.
potentially, you won't be able to get into because that is the thing that people remember about you. I think what you
For me, I've had this question a lot of times. And it's a blessing even to like speak the way I'm speaking. You have no idea how many cultures I've experienced, how many types of
wow,
people I've seen, things I've seen in my life.
yeah,
I think let me say the only continent I have not been to is Antarctica, basically.
wow,
Yeah, I've traveled the
wow.
seven seas, besides the Arctic, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I've been to Alaska,
yes,
Seychelles, Mauritius,
wow,
uh, uh, Jordan, Greece, Italy.
yeah, yeah,
I've been many places.
yeah,
I stopped right because for me it's not about where I go anymore. The thing is, I'm just there to make money. The thing is, I never wanted to travel for money.
wow,
To begin with, I never wanted to travel. You cannot. I never wanted to travel for money. I always wanted to travel for leisure. So I
mm,
wanted to go to the countries that I want to choose to go to. Like I always wanted to like make something of myself in Cape Town.
yes, yeah,
But I'm recognizing now that is kind of an impossible thing. It is kind of an impossible thing because Cape Town is so talented. Like I said earlier, the bus driver is a
yeah,
better singer than me, or someone that's sweeping the streets. Or not that I'm saying that this is like anything less than what I am, because we're all human beings.
yeah,
Like I said, I'm a human being.
yes,
But yeah, man, it's like I'm privileged to have seen all these things, but it means absolutely nothing to me if I can't touch someone's life or change someone's life. You know what I mean? So like, regardless of how many countries I've seen, how many mountains I've seen, how many sunrises I've seen, I don't care too much about that. Doesn't matter how many stages I play, with who I play. It doesn't matter if I was
yeah,
playing with Michael Jackson or with Prince. Or I don't care too much about the accolades, as much as, yes, it is. That would also be a privilege, as much as
yeah,
traveling the world is.
yeah,
But I think too much musicians focus too much about where I can go, with who I can play, how much money I can make. You know what? As long as you're a blessing, you know what?
yeah,
Gregory Exford writes a song. He says, "I'm blessed to be a blessing." Uh,
yes, yeah,
no,
that's
no,
so
no, 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 no,
blessing.
no, 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 no. That's Newbert. That's Newbert.
Mm,
But
yes,
Gregory Exford says, I asked him the song earlier. He says, make me a blessing so that
Mm.
others can see you in me. This is basically,
Wow.
yeah, he writes the
Sure.
song. I played the song with him. Like, even when I was growing up, he actually asked me to
Mm.
come and play with him one day. I think it was in Ballard or something,
Sure.
or Baltimore. And
Mm.
we played this specific song. Make me a blessing so that others can see you in me. And that is literally all I want to be.
Wow.
I don't want to be anything else. I just want to be a blessing so that others can see the king in me. That's all I want to be. Like,
Mm.
as long as I reflect the king,
Yeah.
I don't care about the money, man. I will bless
Sure.
wherever I don't want to be. I don't want to be anything else but the blessing. That's all I
Yeah.
want to be.
I mean, I like to pull things out from as I'm listening to people talk, because I think those of the you are listening is these things doesn't happen by happenstance. The fact that he is finding himself where he is today, playing for the crowds that he is able to play for. And I think I just want to pause here and point out some things. As you were sharing earlier about that pivotal moment that flipped the switch for you when you said like, well, now I'm going to actually prove that the thing that the value that you're not seeing in me, I'm going to push and pursue that with all my heart, and to the point where you spend thousands and thousands of hours practicing your skill. And the book that came to mind, I'm not sure if you ever came across it, but it's called Outliers. And so if you haven't yet, I read this book called Outliers by I'll get the author and I'll put it in the description box. But it said
Mm.
that because a lot of people are doing similar things to what you are doing, but I find that the time of length that you are able to do it for, but also the reach in which you are able to get to with the types of ships that you're able to land, your feet on,
Mm.
is not by happenstance. It's because you've the outlier in it is that there was thousands and thousands of hours in a room, literally in his mommy's house, practicing for hours with no lights on, with no like people saying, "Well done, kudos to you," but there was just
Yeah, let me tell you,
hours.
I wish I got that. Oh, you're doing well. I wish I got that. Anyway, I'm listening to
Um,
you.
so for me, it's the hours dedicated to your craft, to your skill. And I think I just want to
Only
encourage
before.
somebody listening,
Yes,
with
of
those
course. Yeah,
things.
that is a
Yeah.
beautiful. That is a beautiful word.
I just want to
Only
encourage so many routines and things that I mean, I would imagine somebody like you have to put in place
you have no
because of the
idea.
schedule of travel, the time zones that you have to cross sometimes. And I suppose the intensity to which you have to work your hours and stuff. So just like for interest sake, what are some of the things that you do like to get yourself ready? And I was almost thinking of this, if you wish to go there, how do you keep yourself well physically, like so in body, mind, and soul, or you could just choose to speak on one of it. I mean, bodily
Man,
wise, you have to be,
you know,
you know.
Firstly, I'm gonna say, you have to get your mind.
Mm,
Your mind needs to be right at all times. And for me, the only thing that works is reading the Bible. And that's the only thing that works for me. Like, as much as, sometimes I read the Bible and I don't understand. I'm not a pastor or a prophet or an evangelist or anything, but I read the Bible for myself, and that is okay for me. It helps me in my way. And I fight with God. You're not fighting with God for me. I'm fighting with God, and that is okay. I'm alone here. I'm alone on the ship, and that is what I've been doing for 4 years. And it's helping me. So I think that kind of helps my mind because I'm not fighting with any person. I'm fighting with the king. So he's keeping I'm keeping him accountable for my mind, not anyone else or even myself. The only reason I'm reading the Bible is for my spirit
yeah,
and for
yeah.
basically my mind, but also because I don't want to go to hell, to be completely honest. I really don't want to, King. I really don't want to. But yeah, that for my mind, I read the Bible, and you know what? Like, if the more you read the Bible, the more you will recognize things around you, and like you will start to recognize stuff that you would never actually see, and the king will speak to you, man. I don't believe in anything else. The king will speak to you. I believe, I'm a firm believer. He will speak to you in his own way,
Yeah.
um when he feels it's fit, you know. For my mind,
Yeah.
for
Mm.
my body, I go to the gym every day.
Okay.
In
Wow.
fact, for my body, well, not every day actually. I go at
Mm.
2 days and 1 day off, 2 days, 1 day off, 2 days, one. Today was actually my gym day, but then anyway, today is not
Sorry.
my gym day. That's fine. But yeah, 2 days, 1 day off, 2 days, 1 day off. I know I don't look like I go to the gym, but I definitely do go.
You're
Maybe in
keeping
3 years I will look
healthy.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
I go for a run, even if it's just for a jog or I pick some weights. But
Mm.
I'm trying to keep my weight in order, because that is also a requirement on the ship. You need to be, I think your BMI needs to be like 28 or something like this. You can't be
Wow.
over 28. Yeah, then
Sure.
they can't accept you. You have to lose weight. You have to be a specific weight
Mm.
for your length, for
Mm.
your length, for your like your
Yeah.
length, basically,
Yeah.
like how big
Yeah.
you are, and
Yeah.
like how big you are, basically,
Yes.
and how old you are, and how old you are. You need to be a specific BMI. I think 28 or 29 or something like
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Is like the threshold, basically. So I'm
Okay.
obviously trying to keep to keep
Mm.
my weight in order. So I do go to gym, but if I don't go to gym and I happen to not, there is some special stuff that I do. So like
Okay.
I do, like when I come from home, like on vacation, I know that's weird to say that I go home for vacation, but
Yeah.
technically it's what it is, because
Yes.
I spend 6 months on a ship and then I'm at
Yeah.
home for like a month and then I'm again
Yeah.
back. So I'm technically going home for vacation, you know.
Yes. Yes. To rest.
So
Yeah.
I would go home, um, and then when I come back from home, as soon as I get to the hotel, because they usually get me into a hotel, and then as soon as I get to the hotel, the first thing I find is a pharmacy, and then I find flu medication, ginger and garlic, and that is what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing for the night. That's my drugs I'm using, guaranteed. So so then when I get there, I don't care what time of the day it is. I will find a supermarket open, whether it's a gas station or I don't care. I'm gonna find flu medication, because I want the flu medication to knock me out, and then I want the ginger and the garlic to like just burn anything that's not supposed to be there, basically. So I would chew the whole root, and then I would chew like a couple of cloves of garlic, and then I would take the flu medication, and then I would go sleep. In the morning, I would wake up, shower, get ready, and then I would go to the ship. As soon as I'm on the ship, do what I need to do. I would feel a little bit tired on the first day, but then as soon as I sleep on the next day and then I have some ginger before my next shift, man, I'm ready to go for the rest of the contract. Guaranteed.
Wow.
There's no way do you know, I have never been sick for the last 3 years. I've never been sick
Wow.
one day at work. I swear in my life.
Sure. Wow.
I've never had
That's
medical off. I never had nothing.
wow. Sure. I think that's so important. I think that other than that, other than those practices, what does a typical day look like for you on the ship?
Ah, that for me is different to to another musician. So you must understand. Like I would do like drills if like once a week, basically. So a drill basically consists of like a drill would basically like you simulating the ship going down, or like there's a fire
Oh,
on the
okay.
ship.
Yeah.
But it's not actually happening, but you're simulating
Yes.
that. But you do that once
Okay.
a week. You do that
Okay.
once a week, and then just in case something happens, you know,
Yeah.
just to keep the crew members fresh,
Yeah.
so that if anything does happen, the crew members know what to do and how to speak to the guests and all of the stuff.
Yeah.
And then yeah, basically that's once a week. But every day, I only work like 4 hours a day. I work 4 hours a day from 9 until 12:30.
Wow.
I work 45 minutes, 4 45 minutes a day. And then I have three 15-minute breaks. But that varies from ship to ship. So sometimes you would
Yeah.
do 3 1 hours,
Yeah.
1 hours with two 15-minute breaks, or 4 45 minutes with three 15-minute breaks, basically.
Yeah.
But you're the only
Hmm.
one working in a specific lounge or anything like this.
Okay.
And usually you would start like working like 8 o'clock,
Mm.
9:30 until like late in the night, like 12 to 1 or so, 12 or
Yeah.
1 or something like this. But yeah, that is a typical day. And then after that, I'm just eating and sleeping and watching the World Cup, basically.
Yeah, you
Basically.
are literally in the mix of a day. So this is some other questions around like just you've done it now for like the last 5 years. How do you deal with the distance being away from family? Um,
Um, Man, Mali, this is something actually that could have been the death of me, to be honest with you.
um,
Prior to traveling, you can ask my friends. When the band that I started traveled, when I was at Stellenbosch studying classical piano, the band that they were called the Plug. In fact, the plug still exists, just very quiet because I'm here. But yeah, the plug went to Morocco, and I was supposed to go with him. Uh, but yeah, I couldn't. Sorry. Just remind me of your question again. Forgive me.
how do you deal with the distance from
Oh
family?
yeah,
So
the
like,
distance, the distance.
do
Sorry,
you
I was,
miss
I was, I
them?
was speaking about one point, and then I was coming to another point. So yes, the reason why I didn't go with him is not because I was studying, it's because I always had this fear of like when I leave, someone in my family is gonna die.
Mm,
And you know what?
yeah, yeah,
Ironically, when I left, this is the first thing that happened, Mali. Mali, this is the first, my superhero, my Superman,
yeah.
my Superman, the person that introduced me to music.
Mm,
The man is probably the greatest guitar player I ever heard in my life. Like, as no one can play melodies like my grandfather. Like, you can be whoever, I
yes,
don't care who you are. You can be
yes,
Sharky, you can be Eric Halls, you can be
yeah.
I don't care what guitar player you are, George Benson, guy. Sleep. You can go sleep, bro. You must come listen to my opa. you know, that man. I mean, man, my opa, he plays melodies I've never heard before, like
Yeah.
rhythms I don't know. How does he think, To this day, I have
Mm,
recordings of him. I'm thinking, who done my opa so? Anyway,
yes.
but
Yeah.
yeah, and then I started traveling 2 years after my band went away. I start 2 years after they went away. I started traveling alone, and then 2 months, 2 or 3 months into my traveling, my biggest fear came to reality, and my grandfather
Mm,
died, and I'm like, King, how can you let this happen? I told you, man. If I go, don't let any. I was fighting with the king, and even to this day, I'm still fighting.
yeah.
How can you do the thing that I asked you not to do? I could have. Yeah, I was telling me I could have gone to Morocco. Then you know what I mean. I
Mm.
could have left my studies and gone to Morocco. Why are you doing this? Because anyway,
Yeah.
uh, man, it,
So
it was
it,
a difficult situation for me.
yeah.
But that is probably my biggest thing of wanting to actually retire young,
Mm.
because I can't stand being away from home so long, and especially my grandmother. My grandmother's also getting old now,
Yeah.
and it's getting
So
difficult to me. Anyway, sorry, you want to say
yeah,
something?
no, I just want to interject here. So a fun fact, actually, Justin's grandmother was I would call her nanny, I suppose, in the
Yeah,
days.
before
Uh,
I was born.
yeah, I was living, I would go there during the day, and there would be a bunch of us kids around. That was the best memories. And his grandfather, who we just mentioned, we would be with him during the morning, afternoon, until I went to primary school. So they feel like my grandparents as much as they are yours. They feel
Yeah,
like
I
mine
know this.
also.
I know this. I know
Yeah.
this.
So
Yeah, I
my
even yes.
yeah. No, no,
No, no, you
say.
were saying, you were saying.
So my last, I'm just checking my. I had a list of questions and I didn't want to forget to ask you. So, out of all the places and yeah, ships you've been on, is there one or two people like that's interesting that you've met? That's like a king or a queen of some country or like a famous soccer player or Any
Man,
interesting characters that you've met over the years?
man, I've not been that privileged, but but I think people that I can probably recognize as something, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm currently I met actually not like 3 months ago. I met Christina Aguilera's backing vocalist.
Wow.
Jordan Michael. I actually played with him a couple of tunes.
Wow.
He's been coming on the ship for quite some time. And then today, I met Tupac's ex-girlfriend or fling or something. I don't know if that is something I should
Weird.
mention, but yeah, she showed me a picture of her like next to Tupac, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what? You Tupac's
Yeah.
ex-girlfriend?
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah,
That's
I should
so
probably learn a Tupac
interesting.
song.
Yeah. If she's still there, you must surprise her.
Guaranteed, yeah.
Um, and I think then my last question is just you mentioned right at the beginning that this isn't a forever it won't be a forever season for you. What is the Lord teaching you at this moment for the future to come? What do you think what is the next step for a pianist that's wanting to retire the
Man,
ships in the future?
you know what? I'm gonna say this. All my life, I've been following the thing that resonates with me. I've been following that thing ever since I decided to go. I want to say full time to be a full time musician. I've always followed the things that resonate with me. I even learned the stuff that resonates with me. Like I even became a forex trader because it resonated with me. I know I don't. I'm not saying I'm a forex guru, but I understand a
Mm.
little bit of forex and like investing and all of the stuff because I feel like business is actually what resonates with me. I feel like
Right.
what. Before I get to what's next for me in Cape Town, yeah, man, I don't think. Let me say this: I don't think my future is in Cape Town, as as hard as that is to say.
And it doesn't have to be within the boundaries of the city, um, because what you're pointing out is that there's an opportunity
The
needs
world is bigger.
different kinds
The
of
world.
people, and so it doesn't technically have to be within the boundaries of our city. And I think that's what people must take away from what you said.
Guaranteed, man. You know what? This is actually a public challenge. I want to challenge every musician in Cape Town. You know what? Save up money for a month in any country you think you can go to, and just go there and try and make a life. It's just 1 month. I'm telling you. Just take 1 month. 1 month. Go to Australia. Go to the Philippines. Go to America if you can. Go to Europe. Go there and just hustle the way you hustle in Cape Town. Hustle like that in Europe. Hustle like that in America. I promise you, bro. You're gonna make so much more money. I swear. You can pay your rent in the first 5 days. If you hustle the way you're hustling now in Cape Town, man. I'm telling you, you can make so much more money. I'm telling you, the world is your oyster. You already gifted. In fact, the gift that you have, no one has ever seen. I'm telling you, the world has not seen that. I'm telling you, this Cape Town is too gifted. Cape Town is too gifted for you to still be working for 500
Mm.
rand, 500 rand for 3 hours. As much as yes, that is actually a lot of money. But you can be working for more, man. You can be working for more. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You don't need to be working for that.
Is there any last things that we have, I think a couple of minutes left, last minute left.
Yes.
Is there any last couple of advice that I think you have pointed out a significant lesson for Cape Town musicians, especially listening, is that your talent or your gift will make room for you if you just remain humble, work on the character
Yeah.
as much as you're working on the skill development of that gift and practicing and putting in the hours, but also be a good person, you know, as much as you do good, skillfully, technically with your music, just also be a good person, and that I think you said will bring you in front of many people. But the other thing is also recognize that there's opportunities outside of Cape Town that will also
Please, I'm
give
begging
you
you.
give
I
you
am begging you.
I also I'm a film although I'm in Cape Town for a while, I had the privilege to travel early on in life, and it really shifted my thinking from an early age. Just being able to go a couple of places, and it does do you good. And I think that is a challenge that I would co-sign. Take up a month, save as much as you can, even if it's just to one of the islands, even if it's
You
just
know,
to a Zanzibar, or a trip that won't cost as
somewhere,
much for the first one, but just to get out of the Cape Town bubble or the
like
South Africa bubble, and see what is there. Yeah.
book your ticket from the 1st of August until the 31st of August. Then you go home, book it. And you know what? Even if you need to walk to the airport on the 31st, as long as you know you went to that country and you tried your best, you know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to say. You know what? I'm going to do that.
Wow.
I'm planning to do that. I haven't told anyone this. This is my first. Yeah, you're the first person I'm telling. I'm gonna do that. I'm not coming back to guaranteed. I'm not coming back to Cape Town. You know, release your music. Be what you want to be. Do what you want to do. Release your own stuff. Be yourself and be an artist. You know, but
Mm.
stop singing other people's music and I love and stuff like this. You know, if you want to do
Mm.
that, stop singing other people's music. That stuff's not gonna make you money. Stop singing this Brenda Fassie. Stop being a weekend special. Basically, you're not a weekend special. That's what Brenda Fassie says. I'm the
So
weekend
fun
special, you know?
catching up with you.
Always,
It
money.
it
Anytime, man.
was really, really nice to catch up. And I think like there's so many more opportunities that we can have to catch up and just
Yeah, indeed.
just share with each other what's happening abroad, what lessons we're learning. But I don't want to make this interview too long, and then yeah, we
I don't even know
for the
if I
first
got to the
one.
juicy parts yet. But yes, whenever you need more from me, I'll definitely be there.
Yes,
Very, very full.
definitely.